All right, you guys. So I'm going to show the very first step, which is getting some of the form ready for whatever you are planning to make. Again, I always have my images right in front of me, my sketches ready to go. I have these reference images right here that I'm striving for as my goal. I might fold this so it's a little smaller. But I'm gonna try and get the form as best as possible. So I grabbed a big hunk of clay. We're gonna start solid. So everybody's gonna have just a little bit different. So this is kind of a lot of clay. This is probably maybe even a little bit too much for what you guys are doing. And again, it's heavy. We'll end up hollowing out the back. So it'll maybe make a little bit more sense as we move forward. But I kind of already, and I think I'm going to flatten this out a little bit more. So it's going to be almost a little bit expressive. The form's going to change quite a bit. I need this to come out way further so I can make Layla's head. And again, I'm going to struggle. So it's going to be a challenge as much for me as it is for you guys. And I say that in the nicest way possible. I might even start to, pull this kind of upward. I'm just going to kind of, and you really got to kind of work at it. I need a snout here essentially, and I might have to end up adding clay, but I think that I have quite a bit of clay going on here already that I don't know if I want to add so much clay to it. I'm just gonna kind of get a rough, I'm just kind of pinching it and getting that snout up there. Now it does come out quite a bit, so again, I'm probably gonna have to add a little bit of clay, but this will kind of get me started. And again, some of you may love this project. Some of you may struggle quite a bit. It's all just going to depend. Again, I'm looking and I'm translating. This isn't far out enough. It's got to come out farther. So ultimately, to make my animal just a little smaller. Just kind of molding it almost into the shape of her head. Without, I guess, maybe adding clay at the moment. If you feel like you need to add clay, go right ahead. I think too, this, if I look again, it's getting better here, and how far it comes out still could be better. This could be longer too. She's really got those saggy kind of, and I'm again gonna have to adjust and kind of move as I go, but I kind of took away a lot of her cheekbone. But she does have kind of this sad, so it's almost like, roughing out. Let me get this side too. Looks like a boot. From the front, it doesn't look as much like a boot, but from the side view, for sure. Her nose is squished in. I probably have, like, if I look too, and I'll probably get quite a bit of ADD as I go through this, but the head really, I mean, the ears are really thin, but the head really comes in quite a bit. So I may just kind of pull this off, pull this side off. It's just like roughing in, and it really is roughing in the shape and the form. It's gonna be slow. So that already looks quite a bit better. But I'm paying attention. I'm looking. I obviously took off her ears, but I'm looking at that shape, paying attention to that shape. So it really comes out and then comes in. So I'm looking for that over here. I'm looking for it to come out and then come in. I know I'm really focusing on the frontal view, but then when I pull it to the side, then I'm comparing it to my side view, which looks like a boot at the moment, but we're gonna fix that. It's not meant to be quick. It kind of like the way I mold and move the clay maybe looks quick, but really getting the form in isn't quick. So again, paying attention, looking, like how am I doing here? Her jawbone, I mean, I've got quite a bit of a more flat head that's going on over there. So maybe this gets pushed up quite a bit. That kind of takes it out of that boot formation. It's really just kind of, roughing in the shape. I really kind of want, that's another thing that'll take it out of the boot kind of shape. This goes down. So where I have the eyes, I think are okay, but this whole area has to go down. Comes down at an incline. It's just about making little small adjustments. Paying attention to the side. I think that could even get squished down a little bit more. Just again roughing in some of the form and the shape. The clay is so plastic and so movable at this point. Seeing it from the top view and how that changes things. That's not too far off from what's going on here. It's probably not long enough. Getting those in there. I don't think that's too bad with like how, like in relation to that and that. I think it does, like the line is flatter. So let me try to pull it up just a little bit. So again, just looking and watching and paying attention and then adjusting. So I've already have like kind of the area where maybe her eyes will go. This is all forehead right here. Her eyes will probably be placed somewhere in here. Really just kind of pushing and molding the clay. And it's, again, really pretty slow process. Now, YouTube hates to be, hates to have longer than 15-minute videos, so probably maybe need to do my next video, or break this up into my next video, but I'm still, again, just paying attention. And I'm not so worried about the back. You know, the back looks like that right now. It's pretty ugly. I'm more so worried about what's going on with the front. And again, this will totally get carved out, so we will take all this clay out of there. Smushing down the head. This is really pretty flat. And then the area where the ears go. Flat, ears, forehead. Trying to work that through. Work her out. And it's really rough. Like you can sort of see her shape coming through, but she's missing all of her details and what makes her Layla. I think I have, you know, my head kind of comes out too much here, like it flares like that, so I'll change that. You know, bring that in. She always has those flabby kind of. I don't like how far they come out from underneath there, but I can adjust that too. I can even smush this clay in just a little bit. So again, you're really just roughing out the surface. It's almost like when I showed drawing yesterday and you know, starting from shape. You know, I have my circle here, my other circle here that overlaps, and then the triangles for the ears, which I haven't even gotten in, but I'm not going to worry about those right now. So for your first step, you're roughing in the shape and the form of your animal or your person. Okay.